Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I just finished recording my one box challenge, and there was a lot more, and I forgot to say and give credit to Rachel over at Sweet and Simple Home. Thank you so much for doing the challenge, and I just wanted to say thank you for inviting everyone and including me in that challenge. So thank you so much, and if you haven't already watched Rachel's show or channel, go over there. She does lots of amazing things, decor and little thrift hauls, and I just love her channel. So go over there and say hello. Anyways, so after doing all that decluttering, and I'm not even done yet, and I had mentioned that I used to be a spendaholic in my younger adult years, and I wanted to do a video on how I changed from Spendaholic to a Frugalista. Don't mind Leo. She is super cold. She's shivering, and she has a sweater on, so I just wrapped her up in this blanket. She's so cold. Anyways, let's get started. So the first one is really quite obvious, is I took a very realistic view of my life and the situation that I had gotten myself into. I was literally drowning in debt. I had nothing to call my own. Everything I owned was pretty much, I owed money. Like, I used my credit card a lot, and even after I had my credit cards maxed out and I was owing $1,000 a month just on interest, and I couldn't even pay that at the time. Anything that I bought using cash was technically not mine because I owed all that other money. So I really had nothing, and I didn't own anything, and everything that I owned actually owned me because I owed so much money. And yeah, so it was a very humbling experience, I guess, to realize how much crap I got myself into. Number two is I stopped going to the mall. I stopped browsing online. Back then, like, this is 2007, 2008, there wasn't, at least for me, I wasn't a huge online shopper back then, but I used to go to the stores just to, you know, browse and look around if I was bored, so I completely stopped doing that. Number three, I unsubscribed from any emails that I may have gotten advertising big sales that they were having that day only, and so yeah, I unsubscribed from all those. And again, back then, YouTube, I didn't even know of YouTube back in 2007, 2008, so I wish I did, and this community is amazing. But now I would unsubscribe from channels that are solely there to, you know, push stuff. And if you don't have money and you can't afford it, then I really would suggest to unsubscribe from anything and everything that is telling you to buy things. Number five, I opted out of the flyers that was dropped in my mailbox because they too were just giving me not just the deals for groceries that I needed, but for all the stores that had deals as well and stuff that I really didn't need. And if I do want to look up the coupon or the ads, I can go online and look specifically for the stores that I specifically go to, and I can do it myself. I don't need them delivered to my house. I basically, anything that gives you the feeling that you need or want something, I got rid of. So TV, oh, that's my next one. I got rid of cable. No more commercials, and I barely listen to the radio even. I do occasionally when we're driving back and forth, but now it's mostly just silence or listening to stuff on YouTube, and yeah. Number 7, I made getting out of debt my number 1 goal in life at that point, and my number 1 priority. That was it. That was what I wanted to do. So in order to do that, I stopped shopping, because shopping, that money, you can't save money if you're spending it, right? So number 8, I pretty much, again, just put every penny I could towards getting out of debt. So that meant sacrifice, 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 and that's where frugal living came in, and learning to live without, and learning to reuse things, which, you know, I really already did, but I find that when you have so much stuff, it's almost hard to reuse things because you have everything already. You don't need to reuse something when you have something that's already doing it for you. But when you get rid of everything, then frugal living is awesome. Number 9, I made a vow to myself that I would never, ever let myself get to that situation again where I owed money, where I was scared to answer the door, where I was scared to answer the phone, where I was just scared to leave my house because I thought I was going to get evicted. You know, it was a very bad situation, and I never wanted to do that again. Number 10, like I said, that is when I started my love and my journey to a more simpler and almost extreme frugal living life. So, I mean, some people will say, whoa, that's a little bit extreme, Carissa, but I know what it feels like to be extreme the other way, so I much prefer and am much happier now how I am now than when I was spending every penny that I earned. Number 11, I changed my mindset to less is more, and this one takes a little work, because oftentimes, you know, you see something and you're like, you know what, I would be so happy if I could just get those new boots. They would look amazing on me, and then I would be happy. Or, you know, if I just did this, then I would be happy if I just had that. But it's like a ladder that you're climbing, and it's just you never get to the top, because there's always going to be something newer, something shinier, something that looks funner. I mean, we're bombarded, our kids are bombarded, everything is constantly bombarded with all these amazing things that we need in our life, and really we don't need any of it. None of it. None. We don't need movies, we don't need any of that stuff. And movies was one of my weak points. I am so sad to even say how much I spent on movies, but that was my biggest outlet. And I'm going to throw in a bonus one. I didn't write this one down, but I would say next to my number 1, this would be my biggest number 1, is to declutter. And every time you get rid of something, hold that item in your hand and just think of how much you actually spent on it, and just grovel in that moment when you're getting rid of something that you didn't need, and you could have put that money away, and how much money you could have saved. Maybe you could have bought a house, or at least put a down payment. Think of that. Don't let it stop you from getting rid of the stuff, but really let that sink in. Wow, I spent $65 on a useless antique sewing machine that doesn't work, just so we could sit and collect dust. And now I'm getting rid of it. And it's literally never brought me joy, except for the first moment that I bought it, because I thought it was super cool. And now that was $65 that I could have spent elsewhere, put it towards my debt, and that brings me pain. Or selling a movie, or giving movies away that I spent anywhere from $5 to $30 on for nothing, just giving them away, or selling them for a couple dollars when I know I spent $30 on that movie. That really hits me hard, and that is what keeps me, that's the biggest thing that keeps me from buying more stuff that I don't need, when there are so many other things that we can use and get for free, like going to a little library for movies and books, or streaming on Netflix and stuff like that, where we don't need these other things. So that is all that I have. I really hope that maybe some of this will help you, because I learned some very hard lessons in life, and I'm still learning. I love learning, but now I've learned not to buy anything that I don't need anymore. So that is all. And this month has been my no spend challenge month as well, and it went amazing, but I'll do another video on that. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye! Thank you so much for watching.